Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. It is so nice to see you here for another video. Honestly guys, I appreciate you coming here so much. Give this video a nice little thumbs up if you watch it. But yeah, let's get into today's video. So today we are going to enjoy a cup of tea together, and we are actually going to be talking a bit about living your best life and like how to actually have a job that you actually love. To be honest, even just yesterday I was talking to my neighbour who worked for a company for years and years and just recently has made the plunge to just working for himself and doing what he always wanted to do, and he has said he has never ever been happier. Like, how awesome is that? He's like 50 odd and he's just now made the decision to just do what he loves. I am here for it. I was literally like, neighbour, I'm all over this. Thinking about it, you spend how many hours working? Like, actually think about it. If you're working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, do you get me? Like, that's actually a lot of hours in your life that you are spending working. And if you're not doing something that you actually enjoy doing, that's a lot. Even more so, I think, if you're not doing something that you enjoy doing, I genuinely think that it does affect you and it affects the people around you. Let me just quickly rewind, because you're probably thinking, who does Carys think she is, talking about this kind of stuff when she's only 23? This is what a couple with Carys is, isn't it? Oversharing and just letting you in on some life secrets of mine. I've been in some really dark places when it comes to work, and I have tried my best so many times to just kind of like get by on like an okay job, because I often saw just getting a job as just like, I just need a source of income. And I never really thought about like actually doing what I really wanted to do, because I never really knew what that was. So if you're sat there thinking, Carys, you're only 23, how on earth are you talking about this kind of stuff? It's because I've actually been on this massive journey myself of actually doing what I love. I had my first job with my sister. We were cleaners, everybody. We used to clean and we absolutely hated it. We absolutely hated it. There's nothing worse than cleaning somebody else's stuff, is there? Like showers with like other people's hairs. No, rewind, nah, it's just not for me at all. It was not for me. And so a friend of mine, she used to work for like this National Trust, like gardens, like proper nice, as like a waitress in like a little tea room, just loved her job. And I was thinking, well, I want to love my job, like I want to have this. So I quickly made the decision to move from this cleaning job that I absolutely hated to being a waitress. And honestly guys, I loved it. It was just a really nice place to work. So I had to leave that job when I went on to like do college and move away and all of that kind of stuff. And then when I came back, I was just so stuck with like, what am I gonna do? And I think so many people have that. Like, they come back from college or uni or gap years or whatever, and they're like, okay, great, I've had all this fun, I've maybe got a degree, and what am I gonna do now? And it's actually a really weird thing to kind of be like, well, I'm literally on my own now, like what am I supposed to do? Like, and so after I moved back, I just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna get like a nice little job that I can just cope with until I like settle back in and kind of work out what it was I wanted to do. So I got this job in like this cafe slash like bar type place, and to be honest, it did the job. Like, I loved it when I was there, but I knew that it wasn't what I wanted to do. And so that's when like the quest really began, if you want to say that, for like, okay, what is Carys's job gonna be? I did a bit of like side hustles because I loved social media and I was good at it, and I was good at making like things look good online, things look good like visually. And so I just thought, oh, I'll do that kind of on the side and see where it goes, and just did it for like just a couple of local businesses, helped them, that kind of thing. Then I ended up working with somebody who was just a really awful client. They didn't pay me, they disrespected me, and it really kind of shook my confidence a little bit. I even went to work in a school, guys, as a TA. Imagine me as TA, but it wasn't just any TA. So when the kids get expelled, they get moved to this school, and I worked there as a TA. Can you see me doing that? Can you see me doing that? I got sworn at, guys. I got sworn at. I got called a skinny something. And I look back and I think, I did that. I worked in that school. You have to be cut out for that job, I think. Like, honestly, if that's one thing I learned, you have to be cut out for that job, and I most definitely was not. For that short period of time after I got back from college, I was engaged. I was like gonna get married in September, and so my mindset was kind of like, I just need a job. I just need an income, a monthly income. I need to earn some money because me and Ben are going to get married. We need to build a life. And how can I build a life if I haven't got a job? He had his business and he was thriving and he was loving life. And I just remember feeling so like, why can't that be me? Why can't I find what I really want to do? Why can't I find what I love? I then thought, right, I love this whole social media thing. I love this whole design thing. Let's just go into that. And so a job came up with another local business and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And I ended up getting the job, and it was like a job in like hospitality again, but it was like doing all of their marketing and all that kind of stuff. To be perfectly honest, that was probably me at my lowest. I'm not gonna lie, with like when you're not happy in your job. Because I was doing marketing for somebody who was very sort of like involved in the business, which, you know, you have every right to be, but involved in a way of like micromanaging. So it was really quite difficult then to kind of move the needle in the way that I wanted to, because there was a lot of like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And I really felt like my skill set and my abilities and capabilities was constantly being questioned. I just hated it. I hated the whole thing of that job. And, you know, they wanted me to do things that I didn't want to do. And I was kind of like, yeah, but if I wanted to do that, I would have applied for that role. I applied to do marketing. Now you don't want me to do marketing. What would you do? You know, it was just one of those really, really messy situations. I really struggled. Like, I remember every morning before I'd go to work, I would be brushing my teeth and I would just be sometimes crying with dread, because I was just like, I just do not want to go to work today. I would love the weekends because I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to work. But then Sunday night would come and like, you know, when you get filled with like that sicky feeling. And then I couldn't enjoy my Sundays because I knew that Monday was coming. And so literally the week before I got married, I left my job, because I was like, this is not how I want to enter my marriage. I do not want to enter my marriage being this person who hates her job. Because it did have an effect on me. I would come home every day sad and demotivated, as if I'd achieved nothing. I just absolutely just hated everything about everything. Like, I'd come home from work and I'd be like, thank goodness that that's over. But then like I'd enjoy until like 7 o'clock, and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, the night is over. I'm gonna have to go back to work again tomorrow. And you know, when you're just like living in that cycle of, oh my gosh, I'm going to work, oh my gosh, I'm out of work, but now I'm about to go back in again. I just felt like I couldn't actually enjoy life because I was so consumed with the idea of, I hate my job. If you're doing something that you actually hate, like, it does affect you in so many ways. Even when I left that job, I left with so much baggage of just like insecurities with my capabilities. Should I even be doing like social media and digital marketing? Like, I just got questioned with everything. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, and that other guy that totally ripped me off, like, you know, maybe it's just not for me. And you know, like, your mind just gets filled with all of these thoughts. I just got to a really, really low point of just like, I had no idea what I was gonna do. I didn't know what was ahead of me. I was entering marriage then with no job, and I was just like, shoot, like, this is just not the one. After I left that job, I kind of came to the realization that this isn't going to work for me. I need to find something that is me and actually move forward in that role. I wanted to always do my own thing. I wanted to run my own ship. I wanted to make my own money. And so for me, working for people was never really the answer because of the way that I'm wired. I really think that I had to do all of those jobs to get to the place that I got to. And so like, I would encourage you, if you're like in a job that you hate or even in a job that you love, I think there's always like lessons to be learned everywhere that you go. When you work for great people, when you work for bad people, like, there's always lessons to learn. I know the type of boss I want to be because of the experience that I have had from my previous bosses. Even like working in the school and even working in like the cleaning place and like being a waitress, you learn environments that you want to create. You learn the employee and the colleague that you don't want to be. Like, you know, there's always just little stuff that you can like take home. So fast forwarding then to like where I got to, me and my dad both own Biz Engine, which is a digital marketing business that like he founded, but I'm kind of running and owning with him, and I love it, like, I absolutely love it. But that was something that I was really skeptical to do then, because obviously I'd come from this place or with digital marketing and all this other thing, and I was so not confident. Like, honestly, my dad would be like, yeah, I'm throwing you this lead, and honestly I would just be terrified because I'd be like, in the back of my head, thinking of all the conversations that I've had, all the people that had ripped me off before, all the people that had disrespected me before and questioned my capabilities. That's all I ever saw, was that. It was a huge thing for me then to almost like redefine who I was in business and redefine who I was as like a person in marketing, because everything that everybody had said before was so ingrained in me that my confidence was just completely at a low. Now, like, we're thriving, we're loving life, and I'm loving life, and I'm in a job that I absolutely love. But I genuinely think, like, I would not be where I am now if I hadn't learned the hard lessons before. I think it was either 6 or 8 months, newly married, pregnant. So I was actually working for free because I was like, I need to build up the business, get more clients, and then I'll be able to take a wage. And so that was a huge sacrifice for me and for Ben, because he was the only one earning money at the time, paying for our house, paying for the renovations. I kind of sometimes felt like a bit of a burden, but he was so good in that time. And I think if you're with someone, like, express how you feel about where you are in your life, because I think he knew that I needed to do this for me. We made it work, and he was so supportive, and he was so good during that time. And I know that a lot of people maybe aren't in the situation to do that and aren't in that place, but like, just saying, that's where we were at. And so that just gave me room then to build something that now I do take a salary from, and I do take earnings from, and that we are growing. And you know what I mean? It just provided that benchmark and that foundation. When it comes to doing what you love, it always demands some kind of sacrifice. Like, even if you're starting a business, like, you won't be in a position to quit your job immediately. Like, you'll have to work some long hours, like, to kind of make it work, to build it up on the side while earning an income. And like, everything in life, like, demands hard work. And I think, if you're in a job that you love, it just makes it so much easier, and everybody just thrives when you're enjoying. Yeah, that's like my kind of like story with like doing my dream job. Like, I had to do like some hard yards in the middle there. Honestly, I was just the worst person to be around. I'd get home from work and people just wouldn't want to speak to me because I would just be so fed up. That's just not the person that I wanted to be. And so something had to change. You are in control of your life. You can totally change whatever situation you find yourself in. I'm not saying that you're going to get your dream job tomorrow, but I'm saying, like, if you're not in a job that you're enjoying, apply for other jobs. Like, do you know what I mean? Because if you're not doing that, then you're not going to get out of your other job. Put yourself out there. Like, one of the girls that work for me, she literally messaged me on Instagram and was like, how are you doing what you're doing? Like, I want to do it. And I was like, I actually love that. And I took her on as an intern and trained her up. And now, like, she's thriving and she's doing so well, but actually because she put herself out there. If you want to change something, then you have to do something to warrant that change. Like, you can't just kind of go 9 to 5 and live each day and then expect all of a sudden something to change. It has to start with you, unfortunately. Like, it has to start with you. There's just so much to just learn, and there's so much growing, and there's so much just like goodness to be found in life. So I feel like I've rambled plenty on today with Carys, just about like life and finding like what it is you want to do, because like honestly that would be my biggest encouragement, because it changes everything. Like, your job literally changes everything. Your attitude, your well-being, your mental health, who you are, it's a huge part of your life that I think it's good to get right. I think I'll conclude this there. So thank you so much for joining me today. Obviously, if you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below. I would love to answer your questions. And if you wanted like any further advice or just wanted to like talk about it, like, please let me know. I would love to do that. And give this video a nice little thumbs up and subscribe, follow me on Instagram, like, you know the drill, the usuals. And so yeah, I just wanted to say, like, live your best life, guys. You only actually get one shot at living life, and so do the best with what you've got. And yeah, just go and kill it. So have a great day, everybody. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.